Week 2 review, fantasy football. Joined with me is the league's, I would say, most polarizing voice, Timmy Gray.
Wonderful. It's good to be here.
It's good to be here. I believe the whole league was really happy that we upset you last week.
Yeah.
So
I can see it.
You felt 0-2. It happens. Happens to the best of us.
I would just like to say that I have lost by a combined 5 points.
Yes. You've had close games, and they've been close bad games, but they have been close games.
And it's always been on me. Like, I always made the wrong choice. So I do take full responsibility for these losses.
You take full responsibility for these actions.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to quickly just go over the week. So I beat Timmy 96.4 to 94.15 by 2.25. Camden beat up on Jared a little bit, 128 to 117. Justin blew the doors off of Ira. He got Derrick Henry. Which I know what it feels like to have Justin and get Derrick Henry. It just happened to me in the playoffs when Derrick Henry went for like 250. But yeah, no, Ira lost by 36. Then Austin beat up on whatever Joe's abomination of a team was this week, beat him by almost 36. And then Tyler and Joey, where Joey put up 123, just Tyler's team did what the boom potential of his team did and put up a $153.
I don't know if I've seen a higher score than that in our league.
In our league, the highest score we have ever had, and I don't think you were in the league yet, I beat Jared 162 to like 85. And this was in the stretch of time where my team was solid 1 through 4, weeks 4 through 9, the best team in the league by far, and then would just find a way to lose in the playoffs. That was during that stretch. But yeah. No, do you have any takes from our fantasy week this week?
From our fantasy week, I don't know. I think that there's a lot that can be said about every team.
Yeah.
I guess I have a lot of points I want to make, but I think when we get into power rankings, I'll say that.
Okay. I was going to say, because the power rankings I can already feel will be a little hostile here. But anyways,
there's some big movement on my mind.
Oh, okay. I have some movement. I don't think there's one team that stayed in the exact same spot. Did you watch the Monday night game last night?
Of course I did. Yeah.
Did you watch it with Peyton and Eli?
What do you? No, I did not.
Suggest watching that. Dope. Okay. Watching it with Peyton and Eli.
I honestly don't know how to watch it, so you're gonna have to explain that to me.
It's on ESPN 2.
Okay.
It should just come up on ESPN 2, because they had like Gronk on, Patrick Willis, Pat McAfee, Brett Favre last night for the 4 I think they had on, and much more entertaining than Louis Riddick. No.
Yeah, no. I mean, I usually like to focus on the game. Yeah. And I mean, I don't mind. Like, I would definitely watch it with Peyton and Eli. Of course, I'm a huge fan of both of those guys, but
especially Eli.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'll definitely give it a shot. Yeah, definitely Eli.
Enough football talk. Let's get into fantasy.
Let's do it.
What's your power rankings this week? Let's just get right into it.
So I say we start at 10. I think you always have to start at 10.
Oh yeah, for sure. You don't want to reveal the top now.
Right. I think we just both give our 10. I'll go first.
Yeah.
I have Joe at 10.
You have Joe DeZazzo at 10?
That's the biggest move, is I have Joe DeZazzo at 10.
Yep. I don't know. 10?
Keenan, I don't know if you noticed this, but he scored 60 points this week.
Yeah, he did score 60 points this week. He didn't have a good... But 10? I don't know about 10.
He's 0-2. You were talking week 1. It's different because 0-1. Half the teams are 0-1. It's hard. Yes. And you have to just project. But he's 0-2. He averages 83.5 points in weeks. He has no quarterback. He doesn't have a solid RB2 in my mind. His bench, don't love it at all. I have him at 10. I think he struggles to score points every single week unless he finds a quarterback to score him 30.
You don't think he has an RB2?
his RB1 is who?
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, I don't like Taylor at all. I have Jonathan Taylor as his RB2 in my mind.
And then David Montgomery's is 1.
I love David Montgomery.
I do
think
too.
He's fast. He's got burst. He looked great against the Rams.
Wait a second.
Jonathan Taylor has 2 snap goblins on his team that are going to take away his snaps. And he's not efficient when you give him 20. He'll get you 60 yards on 20 carries.
I think he's just faced some teams that are actually solid.
He also has Carson Wentz as his quarterback, which doesn't help him.
He faced Seattle. I know Derrick Henry but that's Derrick Henry, and that was only in the second half. But Seattle actually has always had a good run defense, and those are the Rams. I think Tennessee, Miami, Baltimore, Houston. I love personally Jonathan Taylor this week for fantasy. FanDuel update for anybody, but
I love Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin. I don't love Jonathan Taylor from Indianapolis.
What? Did you not see how he ended last year?
No, I think he did great last year, but he was the only guy there. Marlon Mack wasn't even an option. Naeem Hines didn't get targets till the end of the season, which is when Jonathan Taylor did start to blow up.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I think if Jonathan Taylor's going to touch the ball 20 times a game, which has been his average so far, I don't think that this is going to be it. And also, Nelson hasn't been playing. And once they get the best offensive lineman back in football, I think...
Has he not been playing?
I think he's been out because he had the same injury as Carson Wentz, unless he came back.
I heard they were both on track to return week 1.
Unless he has been, I thought he was out, but I could be very wrong on that. But that's
my analysis was he's been playing, and that they went from the best offensive line, got a new quarterback, and all of a sudden are not the best offensive line. Because did you watch that game last week?
No, I didn't. No, Quentin Nelson has. He was. I think
he is back or not?
Yes. No, he is. So we're okay.
Okay.
Because there's a Donald Nelson. Yeah.
Carson Wentz was running for his life.
Mm-hmm.
The whole game.
Yeah, I did not watch that game, but also the Rams are just that good.
Yeah, for sure.
The Rams are just that good, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Wentz at all.
Neither am I.
But I don't see. Here's the thing. I think Joe, take quarterback out of it. I think Joe has an A- roster.
If he has an A- roster and no quarterback, or a quarterback that scores him 12 a week, he's going to average less than 100 points.
Yeah, no, and that's why I don't have him high. He's not in my top 5. I won't be a word, but I don't have him at 10. I think he has an A- roster with a C- quarterback as of right now. He needs to address that. There are actually quarterbacks in free agency right now that he can go pick up. There are quarterbacks that are better than Trevor Lawrence, so I think he could. But other than that, I don't think his team is the worst team in the league. I'm me, but I don't think he's better. I don't think he's worse than I am. I don't.
It's called a power ranking.
I know. I'm just saying. Okay, my 10 is you, and my 9 is me.
Okay, that's fine, because my 8 is you and my 9 is me.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I think we're personally the 2 worst teams in the league.
100%.
And that's fine with me. And that's fine with me right now because, speaking of, after we do the power rankings, I got a little proposition for you on this. But
I want to talk on propositions as well, so let's go.
But anyways, I think I'm 9, you're 10. Specifically, we played this week. I won by 2. If you were to switch us, I wouldn't even be mad. I can't be mad. I think we're 9-10, and I think we're jostling for who wants to be the worst. I think that's that.
I was doing this yesterday. Me and you were 8 and 9, and it was whoever won our game went up the spot. That was the only thing that was going to change it.
Yeah, honestly, that was the same thing. It was pretty much whoever won the game was going to stay at. So you have Joe at 10, which is I know that blows your mind, but I don't know. I've made my points. I believe him. Okay, well, if you're gonna make them, you're gonna make them. If you're gonna make them, you're gonna make them.
Yeah.
Well, who's your 8?
8 is you. Like I said.
Oh yeah, 8. You mean okay? So my 8.
Who's your 8?
My 8 last week was Justin. This week, it is Joey. And Joey's weird because Joey's put up the 4th most points in our league this year. But
I don't trust his team.
But, like, he's 0-2. Obviously, there are 3 teams that are 0-2. He's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
His team could go up, but it could stay down. Like, if Tony Pollard actually can be a 50-50 guy with Zeke, or if not a 60-40.
Yep.
And then Josh... And yeah, that's what he needs, because he needs a running back, too, because he does not have that. He has 2 good tight ends in Gronk, who it looks like 2016, or not even 2016, 2014 Gronk, and Kyle Pitts. Obviously, D-Hop. Robert Woods hasn't gotten looks yet, but I think with Cooper Kupp being what he's doing, later on, Robert Woods will extend and get more looks.
Most likely, yeah. You see it.
Josh Jacobs is solid. He's solid. Like, T. Higgins solid. Like, he's solid places. He has Patrick Mahomes is great. D-Hop is great. And Gronk has played great. But I don't know if that great will continue. I think he'll be good, though.
Yeah, like he's one of those teams that he could, on average, score you 100, 110. But there will be a week this year that he scores 55 points.
It literally comes down, like... Honestly, his team is just... His is boom or bust, but his boom isn't what Tyler's boom is. Like, If Tyler booms, it's $153.
Right.
If Joey booms, it's kind of like 120, 125. And like...
Yeah, because when you look at this week's matchup between those two, for Joey to win, he needed his team to boom, and it did, but he still lost.
Yeah, like, he had... Everything that he needed from his team, he got.
Right, like he would have beat almost every other team.
Yeah, like the only other thing would have been Mark Ingram had only 4 points. If Josh Jacobs is in 15, and that would have got him to... His 15 would have got him to about like 130.
Right.
And still, but like when you're going against a team that actually boomed too... That's 153 is 153. But anyway,
it really does help when your quarterback and RB1 score you 70. I would say that.
Yeah.
From Tyler there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's why Tyler was 4 for me last week. He beat Austin, and he won with 9. He had 94 points last week, and the Aarons combined for 5 points. Aaron's combined for 70, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think it's going to be in between that, because it's not going to be 5 ever again, and it could be 70 one more time. I think more Aaron Jones will come down to earth and be around 15, but Aaron Rodgers could hover around the 28 to 38. That's not crazy.
Yeah. So I will say, when I did my rankings here, I did the average points of every team, put them on there. Joey is the lowest high-scoring point person. He averages 117 points a week, which is really good. But he's at 7 for me as well. Still really low.
I was going to say, Joey's at 8, and then yours basically with us. And for me, I have Joe at 7. So basically, you have Joe 10, and I have Joe 7. If we were
not that big of a difference.
We literally just swap. That's the only thing. So we have our bottom 4 the same. It's just in a different order.
Right.
But yeah, no, I have Joe at 7 for pretty much all the reasons you said. Joe, I think he has an A- roster with a C- quarterback right now, and that's going to just... If he doesn't fix that, I don't think he wins, and it depends. Trevor Lawrence obviously could develop, but obviously through 2 weeks, he hasn't looked good. He hasn't looked great.
No. Nope. He averages 83. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
You got to fix that.
So who's your 6?
6, I have Justin.
I have Justin as well at 6.
He's the worst 2-0 team.
I have
average 104, which is actually pretty good. But
yeah, no, the thing with Justin right now is he has a flex problem and a tight end problem. Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki, Hunter Henry should develop in the Patriots offense at some point, but with Mac Jones still riding with training wheels and getting pushed by Josh McDaniels down the field every time, I don't know. And then Chase Edmonds, did you see the trade actually that Camden...
Yeah, I talked with Cam about that trade.
I don't get it.
For which standpoint? I think Camden won.
I think that Camden... I don't know. I don't think so. I think Tyler Higbee is better than Mike Gesicki. Wait, actually...
The reason I think Camden won is because Tyler Higbee is never going to see his lineup except for one bye week.
Mm-hmm.
And Chase Edmonds might if he actually comes through.
Yeah, see, it's hard for me because you have mid-tier tight ends and running backs that are in a dual system. So for me, it just didn't feel like anything. Like Melvin Gordon, I think is going to get touches all year long. I just think it's going to be 50-50 with Javonte.
Yeah, he'll get 10 or 11 carries.
And then Chase Edmonds is going to get touches all year long, but I think it's going to be 50-50 with James Conner. So, that trade, for me, made no sense because I
can see where you make the argument that it didn't improve either team.
I think it just, I think it was literally just a preference of what player is there. Yeah. I didn't think it actually improved either team in this scenario.
I personally think that's most of fantasy football, though, is if you have the preference and you're going to take a shot, you got to take a shot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. And I know it's either that or you get trade raped, which happens,
exactly.
Which happens.
So I think neither team, I would say Camden's team came out on top just because I would prefer Chase Edmonds than any other player in that trade.
And that's fair. That's fair. I think Melvin Gordon and Chase Edmonds are about the same level. If you like Chase because he's the true number one and not going to probably get overtaken, then sure. Melvin has more of a boom potential than Chase. So, either way, I think I don't think it hurts any team.
Those backfields, I could see, right now, Denver is 50-50 between Javonte and Gordon. But Arizona is more in my mind, a 60-40.
Yep.
And I could very well see the Broncos leaning 60-40 Javonte later on down the season.
They can leave 100-0 and I'd be happy.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't even,
my team would love it.
If they were just Melvin Gordon's not even on the roster anymore.
Yeah, I would, if you could move him for a team the Ravens, if they can make a move for Melvin Gordon, jeez, that'd be tough. But anyway, so I have Justin at 6. You have Justin at 6. Who's your 5?
Austin.
Austin's my 5 as well. So we basically have the same so far, and we have not talked about this outside. Austin,
this is weird.
You go on.
Averages 85 points. Mm-hmm. There's things that, he's been trying to make trades with me all week, but it's typical Austin trades. He sent me one this morning, Noah Fant and Tyson Williams for Devontae Adams. What the hell? Get out of my trade.
I gotta love Austin. I love it.
His team is another one of those kind of boomer busts, but, I would like to see more. 85 is not enough. I average more points than Austin does, which is bad. So
the thing about Austin right now is he had a terrible week 1, obviously. Terrible.
Yep.
I think with him, it's Josh Allen's going to be good at week in, week out for sure. Dalvin Cook, yes. I like what Najee Harris has done in Pittsburgh so far. They look like they actually want to use him. Allen Robinson, he has a couple question marks. Deontay Johnson's not a question mark. He's just not healthy at the moment. He hurt his knee at the end of the game, so possibly that. His 2 question marks for me is Allen Robinson and Clyde.
Yep.
But he has Sutton on the bench, which that depends on how long you think the Broncos are going to be good. But
Sutton is in his roster now. He's in his lineup this week.
Oh, okay. See, I'm looking at last week's right now.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, Sutton, I think it has been good, and I think he'll continue to be good as long as the Broncos can keep Teddy Bridgewater upright. But the big question for him is, will Clyde Edwards-Helaire become what he thinks he can become? If he can, then Austin has an outside chance to win for sure. If not, then he won't unless Deontay, Allen Robinson, and Sutton all can prove to be guys that are... And he has Tyson Williams, too. So, it's going to be interesting with him. His is kind of going to be a wide receiver 2 and flex rotation, making sure he has the right combination. He has the personnel to win. It's just basically putting together-ish. And maybe if he can make a move to upgrade something.
So, I will say this next 4 weeks is going to be tough for him because Deontay Johnson is probably out for at least 4.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was a knee injury, I believe.
Yes, you think he sprained his knee towards the end of the game.
And
actually on the last play of the game.
Yeah, it was
actually dumb because they were going to lose the game anyway. Just just
There's
kneel
no
it.
winning.
It was just kneel it. It was 26-17. You weren't going to be able to score. Just literally kneel it. Like, that's kind of dumb how we got injured.
Right.
But anyways, go on.
I do like Cortland Sutton a lot. With Jerry Jeudy being hurt, there's target. They got to go somewhere. He proved it this week. Got 9 of them, or 9 receptions. 12 targets. That's exactly what you want from a wide receiver, and I think he can fill that zone. And I think Allen Robinson can be a manageable player that gets you 8 to 12 a week and be fine.
Yeah, I think once Justin Fields progresses more, I think that Allen Robinson should be that guy.
I just think if Deontay Johnson didn't get hurt, he'd be a lot better off here because then he could just flex Sutton and then he wouldn't have to worry about it. But I have no faith in Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And I don't have faith in really anybody on his bench to like consistently get me points. So
yeah, it's
that's
gonna
why
be.
I have him 6.
It'll be a little tough next 4 weeks, especially if Tyson Williams can kind of gain more of a grip in that offense, because obviously they were a 3-headed monster against the Chiefs. Devontae Freeman, who I hadn't seen in forever, had a 31-yard run, which threw me off. Latavius Murray,
he was there.
Latavius Murray obviously was with the Saints last year, and now he's here. And then Tyson Williams looks good.
He still looks good, yeah. I think it's just hard to manage a committee at all. So
yeah. So we have the same 6. So what's your 4? Because this is actually kind of surprising of what we have so far.
Well, I think our 4s are the same.
Yeah.
I think that the big changes that you're going to be shocked about is 3 through 1 for me. But for 4, I have Ira.
I don't even think it's going to be shocking for me, too. I think we may have the same when I'm thinking about it. But yeah, Ira's 4.
I don't think we have the same.
Oh, okay. But anyways, Ira's 4. Ira got Henried, as we said before. Yeah. Got fully Henried.
Well, not really, because if Derrick Henry scored him 10 points, he still would have lost that game.
Yeah, no, he would have. And what you look here, you're like, okay, so a top 2 tight end, 3 tight end in the league, George Kittle's only going to get you 1.7.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, top 3 receiver in the league, fantasy-wise for sure, is going to only get you 2.9.
Yeah.
You look at that, you're like, okay, so just a bad week. You can't.
Yeah.
His team has. The thing about these top 4 teams really is there's not holes. There are places that like maybe you could improve, like maybe Miles Sanders you could improve, but like there's no holes. And even so, like, I mean, obviously Singletary's not going to do that every week. He's had a big run, but he picked up.
I don't think he'll do it ever again.
Yeah, Sterling Shepard, who has looked good.
So many targets.
Yes. No, Sterling Shepard looks good. So Ira is 4. He's going to be in that, as long he was 2 last week, 4 this week. I think just because of how the other teams progressed, he's 4. Who's your 3? Unless you have something else to say about Ira's team. I think his team's just going to be, these top 4 teams have the full chance to win a championship this year, for sure.
Yeah, I look at Ira's team and I say there's only like one guy on his bench that might sub in.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at his team and I say, like, you can't take out Julio, you can't take out Tyreek, you can't take out Nick Chubb. Chase Claypool is going to be a boom for these next 4 weeks.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's basically going to be replacing Chase Claypool and Sterling Shepard for me for the most point. That's going to be what you have. And then obviously on bye weeks, even on bye weeks, maybe if it's Miles Sanders bye week, you honestly could go with a Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb 1 week, and it may work out for you. But no, I think Ira's perfectly fine. I play him this week. I may get blown out. I may get my doors blown in unless I make some moves this week. Who's your 3?
This is where I think we're changing it up.
Yeah.
I have Tyler at 3.
Ooh, I have Jared at 3.
Okay. So
you have Tyler at 3?
See? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know, but Tyler at 3, that's a little... Why?
He's shown his boom, right? I don't think anybody's going to score more than 153. Actually, maybe. I could see it. This year, he could already have the most scoring points in a week. So we know what his potential is, right? Yes. But even with 153 points, he's averages 123. He doesn't average the most in our league. And he boomed this week, and it's week 2. So when I look at his team, I look at Aaron Rodgers, he's going to be consistent. Aaron Jones, probably consistent. Austin Eckler, consistent. Tyler Lockett is boom or bust.
Tyler Lockett is boom or bust.
He is 3 or he's 25. That's it.
And he's been 25 these first 2. But, but Tyler Lockett, though, he's a guy who could maybe prove wrong, but, like, he is a boom or bust guy. I will give you, yes.
Yep. Juju, sure, he gets targets, but he gets targets like 2 yards off the line of scrimmage. If he doesn't yak it, then he's not the guy. And I don't love Juju for that. I think he'll have a great next 4 weeks just because Deontay's not there. There's an extra 10 targets that got to go somewhere.
This year, I'm actually high on Marquise Brown. He has him on his bench. The way I've looked these first 2 weeks for sure, and I think when Bateman comes back, I think it will even help Marquise Brown. I think he's so quick. Yeah, okay. He's like, he's I mean, he's not the same kind of guy, but they kind of semi-utilize him a little bit like Tyreek Hill just because they can throw short screens to him or get him deep, put him in space, and let his speed take over. So I do like that just in case you don't like Juju. I think he's going to have possibly the best tight end in football this year when it comes to stats-wise because Darren Waller is, I guess, the best player that John Gruden's ever coached.
Yeah, I mean, when you can average like 11 targets a game as a tight end, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's going to be him and Kelsey, and then Kittle will probably be third. Actually, maybe not, because Hawkinson may be actually third. But
yeah, that's very true.
And then I like Chris Carson a lot. I think Chris Carson last week was touchdown dependent, but the Seahawks like to run regardless. I don't see any holes in Tyler's team. And I understand the boom or bust. I just think, I don't know, he has enough consistency to where if he does have a couple players who bust, that he still can win games. That's why I have him 1. I can reveal that. I have him 1.
Okay, so Cam 2. Okay, so that's a very good point. The one thing, like, in my mind, this is my belief here, his wide receiver 2 is a hole. But that's just because I don't like Juju, and I don't trust that Marquise Brown's going to get you this on every single week.
That's okay. And see, I think between Juju, Robbie Anderson, and Marquise Brown, it's not a hole. Personally, that's a person. Then that's what. Other than that, like that'd be the only question. Because even so, Tyler Lockett could be, but like he's so good that he'll make up for it. And
he's going to outshine it every single other week. So
who do you have at 2?
Well, I do want to also say here that 1 through 3, you could put them in any order, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
So anybody that gets mad at these, just chill out. It's week 2.
No.
At 2, just because he lost, I have Jared.
That's fair. Because you have Tyler. I have Tyler 3. I have Tyler 1, Camden 2, Jared 3. So again, just the flip there. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. He lost.
I have Cam at 1.
I agree. He lost. Really, the only question that you're going to see in Jared's team is Darrell Henderson, is if he can keep this up, and what Amari Cooper is Amari Cooper going to be home or on the road? Like, I may bench him every time he's on the road. Like that just made me think. I don't for Deebo Samuel or something. Like I don't understand what happens to him when he is on the road. But that's the only other question, because I don't think Metcalf's going to keep doing this. Calvin Ridley's Calvin Ridley. I like Logan Thomas a lot. Obviously, he has the best quarterback in the league, and he has the best fantasy running back in the league, unless Derrick Henry tries to prove me wrong again. But like,
he might.
Yeah, which he couldn't. It's Derrick Henry. So like, I was going to pick him 1 if I had the chance. So that's fine. And then Camden 1. Camden go on.
The reason I have Camden 1 is because he got a combined 10.3 points from RB1 and RB2 and still scored 128 points.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Camden dropped 128 and Alvin Kamara got you 3 points.
Exactly.
How many weeks is Alvin Kamara really going to get you 3 points? And like Antonio Gibson, only 7. Like Antonio Gibson, they want to use like Christian McCaffrey. They said this before the season. It's like he dropped 128 with that. So it's like okay. He has obviously the best. He has the best tight end in football. Mike Evans is kind of a little boomer bust, but he does have DJ Moore on the bench.
So that's one thing I want to talk about. I think DJ Moore is the absolute steal. I think he's the guy that nobody remembered from last year that will finish as a top 15 wide receiver this year.
DJ Moore is really, really good, especially with Sam Darnold throwing it all over the wall. I love DJ Moore personally.
He's had 19 targets in 2 weeks, and he's caught most of them. Mm-hmm. So it's going to happen every week that he gets you 80 yards, as long as Darnold is throwing it.
Yeah, no, I think DJ Moore is going to be... He can have a really good season. I really do. I'd be shocked if he doesn't receive for over 1,000 yards. I'd be very shocked. One of those kind of things.
There's a couple things I don't like about Camden's team. One, he has 3 quarterbacks. 2 of them he will never play.
Yeah, no, and they're all good.
Yeah, exactly. And 2, I don't love DJ Chark. I think he should just be on a waiver wire.
And even so, and I think he probably will be once. Actually, wait, no. Jarvis Landrieu, did he put? No, he wasn't actually in IR this week because he got injured this week.
He might. Can they add him to it because he's probably going to be out a few weeks?
He has to wait until he's officially marked out to add to the IR.
Okay.
So which is annoying because he's questionable right now, I believe. He's questionable right now, but he's not playing this week.
Yeah, for sure.
But he could add Will Fuller to IR if he does need to pick up somebody.
That's true.
But yeah, he has Will Lutz in IR. Just drop him, Camden.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Just drop a kicker. What are you doing? You're the number one team. You're the number one team on Timmy's board, and you're gonna have a kicker. I may switch you to 2 or 3 just because of that. What are you doing?
Camden makes some questionable decisions sometimes.
He has a good team. He is better than Keenan again week 2. So we both got to win this week, though, so he is better. So our power rankings are, I'll put mine in, and you can put yours in, but we actually have very similar. The only really 2 things we have different is you have Tyler 3, I have him 1. You have Joe 10, I have him 7. But other than that,
when I look at this power rankings, I have 10 through 7 as bottom tier, and then 6 through 4 is tier 2, 3 through 1 tier 1. So it's the same.
Yeah, it really is. It's interchangeable. We have pretty much the same power rankings, which we literally did not talk before this, other than you asking, come on.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Well, anything else to add? This was longer than I expected it to be, but I don't mind.
Yeah. Well, it took us 15 minutes just to get a call going. So.
Oh, yeah, because we're going to do video, and then I was like, nah, we can't do a video of it. We're garbage. But anyways, I'm good. You good? We good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All righty, well, Fantasy 2 week review. I'm out.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you, Timmy. Maybe next week, maybe we switch it up and have one person on every week. I don't know. Maybe we do something crazy.
I think we should compare throughout the season, just our power rankings, whatever it is.
Yeah, no, that'd be for sure. No, dope.
Yeah.
Anyone wants to come on next week? Let me know.